morning. I thought I'd bring you along today to have a closer look at the Carinthia sleep system, some of the detail. And so the first things first is to get the basher up, get under it because it's threatening rain again as usual. I managed to get my kit with the 4 season sleeping bag, bivi bag and food and cook kit, waterproofs, change of clothes, even the luxury of two poles for the basher if I want to use them, a ground sheet and foil sheet and air bed, and I think first aid kit on the top, camera gear, all inside, would you believe this, all inside 14 pounds, that's 2 stone weight. It's really light and I think there's enough in my kit to survive a night. You could probably go 2 or 3 days with minimal kit. I've only got one change of clothes however, so for me it'd be one night. I've kept everything to a minimum to see how much weight I could save, and I'm very impressed with what can be achieved. So I'm going to run you through the kit now and let you see it. Stand by. On the top for quick access, first aid kit, camera gear, essentials on the top. Straight underneath that, obviously the waterproofs for protection against the wind and the rain. That's waterproof leggings and a Gore-tex jacket. The tarp, the food which I'll hide. No butcher's pies today I'm afraid. Kneeling pads, useful. Windbreak, fire kit, ground sheet, foil sheet, air mat, change of clothes, that's a warm zip up fleece and underclothes, pegs, and that's it. All that's left now is the bivi bag and sleeping bag, which are actually already set up inside each other and compressed into the bottom of the bergen for easy deployment in a hurry. I'll just show you. There we are, all ready to shake up and dive into as soon as you get the tarp up. There's nothing left in this bergen apart from the BCB to lid, mug, water, cook pot, hearth, basher poles. Empty. 14 pounds. Result. So for a close-up view of the Gore-tex Dutch bivi bag, this is the non-hooped version. The first point is it's fairly wide at the top, which is fantastic because you can stuff a few things in the side to keep them dry overnight. And there's a flap on the top with a tie cord, which I have to be honest with you is really difficult to deploy. It's very stiff, so I'm very tempted to find another solution to that to make it easier to draw closed. Nevertheless, you can still cover yourself over if you're under a tarp and be really comfortable. For the price, you know, about 30 quid, they're worth the money, there's no doubt. And working way down, it gets very slightly narrower, but not that much narrower at the bottom, so there's room to put your boots and your bergen in there if you really wanted to, or use your bergen as a prop for your head at the end, along with your dry bag where your fleece might be and your change of clothes. Makes an excellent pillow. So I'm going to have to give you a closer look at the Carinthia sleeping system or bag which goes with it. At one end we have a waterproof hood, just in case your head sticks out and gets damp or condensation from the ground. A especially thick area around the neck, like a scarf, and nice strong velcro checkpoint at the top with the zip ends covering over the zip and keeping it closely tied. I'm going to pull it out now and let you see how the bag actually looks. And there it is. Clearly you could hunker down just about anywhere with the system. behind a wall, under a tree, under a hedge, anywhere, and you're pretty covered from every side. I like it. Close look now, shall we? So at the top end, as I said already, there's a waterproof hood, and what I like about it is the zip system, running virtually full length, down to your knees anyway. For quick exit, you can just pull it apart and out you pop. Also, the zips are pretty robust. Not as big as the zips I found on the Dutch Arctic bivy bag, but this is a lighter weight 4-season bag. I've been told it's a mixture of down and human man-made fibres. I'm not quite sure what the content is, but it's very lightweight and very warm. I think with your trousers on and a fleece and hood, etc., in the winter in -20, you probably would be okay. As we run down the full length, we get to the feet. Now, we've all heard that you get condensation sometimes in a bivy bag around the feet area, especially if it's sticking out of the basha. So that's waterproof as a precaution. And the zip system, as I say, runs down your left shoulder, right down to your knees, where you can open up the bottom end if you get too hot down below. You can put your feet out, which I've done on my first trial while sleeping the other night, and your feet can be nice and cool until the evening moves on, and then you start to get the need of heat, so you pull your feet in and suddenly, hey presto, yeah, you're covered. So the full length fits just perfectly inside the bivy bag. I think it's designed to go with this particular bag. I can't think why not. The length, I would say, is probably equal to the actual bivy bag. Gore-tex seemed utterly reliable, and the reason why I stuffed it into my bergen, which took up about just over half of the space, was for quick deployment. I decided to not use the stuff bag supplied, because if you stuff it firm enough into your bergen, you get it just about the same size, compressed under other things on top and then tied tightly. So it does work okay in your bergen as it stands. So I really have to say that it's worked for me. I like it. Now to set up camp. And of course, priority number 2, get the fire going under the BCB. Catch you in a moment. Obviously the pitch of the camp isn't particularly camouflage. The whole point of today's test was to see how the Carinthia looked close up, and the next video I guess I'll be making will be either a low altitude setup with a proper tarp, which is better than this one obviously, a bit more robust, more professional, and also another video coming up is concealment, camouflage, using camouflage netting and getting as low profile as possible, just to enjoy some privacy and some solitude and some self-introspection. That's what it's all about. Fun, playtime. So I forgot to bring my spoon, so I'm heading back to the vehicle. I shall return to camp for lunch in a few moments. Stand by. Harry out. Well, how was that for a room with a view? Wake up in the morning, you look out, and at the bottom end of your feet there's a view to, please anybody. Before the battery runs out on the camera, I thought I might add a little bit extra by giving you a little tour of the interior. So as a tour of the interior, the first thing I would like to say is that this is quite a cheap tarp. I think it was about £9 or 11 quid. It's about roughly 3 by 3 metre. This is the second time I've had this type of tarp. It's cheap, polythene nylon type of thing, and because of the price you don't worry about them too much if they get damaged, but they're very waterproof. And what I like about them is, apart from the price, they're very, very lightweight to carry. I mean, incredibly featherweight. So that's one of the main reasons as well why I bought a second one, which was larger, to be used in the summer months next year using the hammock. However, it's the first time I've deployed it on the ground level, and it gives a nice big space, as you can see. I'll give you a look around the digs. So we've got here is the bergen lying on its side, protected against the elements, and a ground sheet, and the feet end view from the bedroom over to the hills, and turning round, a nice grassy area. One could roll onto it easily and get outside in seconds in an emergency. And at the top end here is the kitchen area within reach, so one can have a brew up any time of the day or night if one was to wake up. We could have a hot drink. I'm not lying in the sleeping bag because it's not cold enough. We have the ground sheet here, and then we have under it you have the reflector, and then the inflatable mat, and then we have the bivy bag, and inside that the 3 or 4 season Carinthia. Well, that kind of winds up today's film. Until next time, try and get out to the country yourself and enjoy yourself. Try out some cheap kit. All of this kit was well under 90 quid. Sleeping bag, everything, bergen the lot. So it is possible to have a very cheap hobby, especially when you get that Christmas money and invest it in your hobby such as this. What harm is there in that? So until next time, keep your eyes peeled for more films. Do subscribe if you can to my channel and click on the notifications bell, and you'll get updates of any new films I put up in the near future. So until next time, goodbye. Very nice.